The New York Rangers' elite goaltender Igor Shesterkin ended up declining a massive, record-breaking deal that would have made him by far the highest paid goaltender in the entire NHL, worth $11 million per season over an 8-year deal. He declines that $88 million contract and presumably is probably looking for that 12 to maybe $13.5 million range, something around there. We don't know exactly what he wants, but you got to imagine it's at least $12 million per season. So in today's video, we're going to dive into the numbers here and really take a look at what the future cap could look like for the New York Rangers and kind of how much cap space they could have going forward into the 2025-2026 season once obviously Alexis Lafreniere's extension will actually kick in, which he's going to be making about $5.125 million in kind of a raise there for next season, as well as take a look at what Igor's new extension could possibly look like and kind of the effects it could have on the New York Rangers cap space going forward. So we're going to take a look at that and more in today's video. So let's get right into it here, starting off with just kind of the cap numbers. As of right now for this season, 2024-2025, the NHL ceiling for the cap is actually $88 million, which is kind of funny there because that's what Igor declined, obviously. But either way, for this exact season right now, as of right now, the cap is $88 million. Now, it is expected to jump up to around $92 million for the 2025-2026 season. Now, maybe it goes up a little more, a little less. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think those numbers are exactly, cemented in right now, but assuming it's around $92 million, that's kind of what I based all this math off of. And if I did get anything wrong, definitely comment down below. I mean, no mathematician here, so definitely comment down below any mistakes I had, but I think I did it pretty good here. And yeah, let's kind of dive into here. So all the kind of expiring contracts, whether they are RFAs, restricted free agents, or UFAs, unrestricted free agents, these are those players that contracts expire this upcoming offseason will need a new deal for the 2025-2026 season. So obviously, we have, first off here, a guy like Kaapo Kakko, Will Cooley, Adam Edstrom, and Keandre Miller, as well as Zach Jones, who all are RFAs who will need new deals. And you have guys like Kaapo Kakko and Keandre Miller, who are also arbitration eligible as well, so they cannot come to an agreement with obviously a guy like Chris Drury there. They can't come to an agreement on the contract. They go to a middleman, and also we do have Zach Jones in that situation as well. So those three players can obviously look to an arbiter, kind of a middleman to help get a deal done if they cannot come to one with the Rangers front office, which it is what it is. Then you've also got guys like, Adam Edstrom, Will Cooley, who are just normal RFAs. And then you have a couple UFAs here in Riley Smith, Ryan Lindgren, as well as Jimmy Vesey, and also the backup goaltender, Jonathan Quick, which I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens with him, as he still seems to be a very good backup goaltender, even though he is getting towards his later 30s, pushing 40. No offense to him there. He's getting up there in age, though, but it still looks like an absolutely phenomenal backup goaltender, which is really great to see. So hopefully he does come back, which I think it definitely is possible. We'll have to wait and see kind of what his kind of situation is going to happen this upcoming offseason, whether or not he does retire or kind of what he wants to do going forward. But either way, Quick is definitely a guy who I'd like to see come back. And same thing with Jimmy Vesey there. He wouldn't be a bad guy to have back there. I don't see Ryan Lindgren returning, and I don't see Riley Smith coming back either. It's possible, but I do think Ryan Lindgren is pretty much as good as gone there. I don't think we have enough cap space to really bring him back, assuming he's going to want at least $4.5 million, which he's making right now. At least that. And in the unrestricted free agency market there, he very well could get $5 million plus from a team like Utah maybe or something like that, who has a lot of cap space and could look to go out there and really kind of bolster their defense core, which is definitely possible. You've obviously got some other guys as well. Like the RFAs, I think will pretty much all possibly come back there. I know a lot of Rangers fans might want Keandre Miller traded away, but I'm not quite sure that'll happen, and we very well could see that happen this upcoming offseason, which when it'll probably happen if it does happen. So we'll have to wait and see there. Kaapo Kakko, another guy who maybe gets traded, maybe comes back. We'll have to wait and see. Will Cooley, Edstrom there. They're definitely coming back there. I'd be shocked if they got traded away. Only way it would happen is if it was in a pretty massive deal going somewhere else. So I see them both coming back on fairly reasonable contracts because they are RFAs there, so they're not going to make a ton more, but you're not going to see Will Cooley and Adam Edstrom making less than $850K a piece there. They're probably going to at least be making $1 million or so. Will Cooley will probably be around that $2+ million range. Maybe Adam Edstrom's around like 1.5, 1.25, whatever. It's something around there. I mean, I have no idea as of right now, but you can obviously imagine those guys will get raises, but nothing too insane as they just still are RFAs, which is nice there. On the defense side of things, there's Zach Jones. We'll see what happens with him. It'll be interesting to kind of see what happens going forward. And Keandre Miller as well. I can't see him getting a massive raise as of right now. He's currently making just under 3.9. So maybe he gets just over 4 mil, but I can't really see it going much more than that. So it is possible to definitely see him come back. Although I wouldn't be completely against him trading him away and looking to, bring up a different young guy, obviously, or possibly sign someone else or trade for someone else in free agency or this upcoming offseason as well. So let's get on to the actual numbers here and really kind of dive into the actual kind of cap space the Rangers will have available going forward into the 2025-2026 season, assuming Igor Shesterkin does sign about a $12 million contract, which is kind of the low end, I think. So that's kind of what I base these numbers off of here, is if Igor does sign a $12 million per season, kind of cap it there, this is kind of what the cap space could be available for the Rangers. So taking off all the contracts that are expiring this upcoming offseason, even the RFAs as well as the UFAs, the number on the cap hit for the Rangers will end up being for next season $61.9 million, about that. So then you also have to remember, though, you have to add on that $5.125 million raise that Lafreniere has gotten, as well as that massive extension that Igor will be getting, with the cap hit coming in around $12 million. His current contract is $5.666 million. The number ends up being for the New York Rangers total cap hit going into the 2025-2026 season with all their current contracts as of right now, taking off the expiring ones this upcoming offseason, but also adding on the extension for Alexis Lafreniere as well as Igor Shesterkin. The total cap hit for the Rangers for this upcoming offseason, let's say, will be $79.025 million, about that. So that is taking off the expiring contracts, keeping all the current ones, let's say, for this upcoming offseason, and adding on the new extensions for Lafreniere and Igor as well. You're looking at just over $79 million on the cap there for this team, and that leaves you with about $12.974 million in cap space to go out there and fill about 5 forward spots, 3 defensemen, and the backup goaltender position as well. So obviously some of those spots are going to get filled by youngsters and guys who are going to be re-signed as RFAs, for example. Like I said, obviously I don't see Will Cooley or had I mentioned him really going anywhere at all. So those guys are pretty much guaranteed to come back, and they're not going to make a ton more money. So that's kind of nice there as the RFAs. Kakko, he's making 2.4 right now. Could get a bit of a raise, I'd imagine there. Does he stay with the team? Does he leave? We'll have to wait and see. And he very well could leave, and the Rangers could add in a guy like, Perreault or Othman or Berard, whichever kind of young wing prospect is coming up here to kind of help fill some of these spots here. Like a Riley Smith, who's probably leaving in free agency as well, I'd imagine. The Rangers are definitely going to be looking to add in some youngsters here from their prospect pool right now. I mean, Perreault, he's going to presumably be ready for next season as well. Same thing with Othman and Berard, who seemingly are possibly already NHL ready. But those guys, all 3 of them, Berard, Othman, and Perreault, are all going to be really fighting for spots for next season in 2025, 2026. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens there. Does Jimmy Vesey end up coming back on a near league minimum deal once again, like he kind of did, this season as well? We'll have to wait and see. Definitely is possible there. They could move at a guy like Brodzinski to help open up a bit of cap space there and kind of fill his spot with a young guy. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do to open up more cap space there, but for the most part, this team is kind of locked in for at least one more season with this kind of number I'm talking about here. Maybe we do see them get rid of Trouba there, which would obviously open up a ton more money and would be awesome. But unfortunately, though, there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to move off that $8 million cap hit there of Trouba's contract, but does have one more season left after this one in 2025, 2026. So him only being on a one-year deal this upcoming offseason, kind of going into next season there, it kind of does present the possibility of seeing him moved away. Even if the Rangers do have to retain half that contract, you could definitely find a $4 million defenseman in for agency, let's say, to go out there and kind of fill that spot at Trouba there and be as good, if not decently better than Trouba there. So there definitely is a reason to, even if it has to retain 50% on his contract there, to go up there, move off this contract, find a replacement, whether it is, Victor Mancini or full-time wise for next season, or if it's some other prospect, a young guy who kind of shoots up the rankings there, whether it is someone in free agency or a trade, whatever it is, getting off Trouba's contract definitely will help things out quite a bit there. Ryan Lindgren, I don't see him coming back at all, as he does make $4.5 million right now. He's going to need a raise more than likely, especially with him being a UFA. He's going to get paid more than 4.5, whether some Rangers fans think he deserves it or not. In my opinion, I think it's going to happen there, especially, like I said earlier on in the video, with a team like Utah, who definitely could be looking to bolster their defense core as well. And we'll also need a new backup goaltender, unless we do see a guy like Jonathan Quick possibly end up coming back on maybe another one-year contract that maybe he does sign, as he's still looking like a very good backup goaltender, especially with the experience and leadership that he does have as well. It definitely is a nice added bonus on there as well. So to kind of recap quickly, assuming the Rangers do bring back Igor Shesterkin on, let's say, a $12 million contract for next season and future-wise, the Rangers are probably going to have just under about $13 million in cap space to spend to bring back their RFAs and fill some other holes, as well as I do imagine some of the UFAs will definitely be leaving in free agency. So anyways, in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts on this entire situation here with Igor's contract, but also, what do you want to see this team do with about $13 million in cap space? Which RFAs do you want to see him bring back? Which UFAs do you want to see him bring back? Who do you want to see leave? Who do you want to see traded away? Do you want to see Trouba, Kakko traded away, Keandre Miller traded away, which is possible as well? Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts, and who do you want to see this team trade for as well? Because there is the option, if you can move off of a guy like Trouba's contract or Kakko or Keandre, there definitely opens up the room to add in a possible start of a guy via a trade or free agency as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for pretty much daily New York Rangers content. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. See ya.